Good morning, everybody. I hope all is well. I hope y'all had a wonderful weekend, and thank you for clicking on this video and watching just another video. But it's not just another video, guys. Is this list where Summer Wells is going to wind up one day? No, this video is not about Summer Moon Utah Wells and her disappearance on June 15th, 2021. It's really not. It's about, and please don't click away just because it's not about Summer. There are so many other children out there that are missing, guys. And how are we ever going to help any of them if the only videos that we ever watch are about Summer? Come on. These children need your help too. They need you to care. They've been missing for years. Back when they went missing, YouTube, the internet didn't exist. It wasn't out here so that they could be helped and so they could be found. So don't click away. Listen to their stories. Listen to what happened to them. Look at their faces. Hear their names. And then share. Pick one. If you don't want to do all of them, just pick one story that you think is interesting or that your heart reaches out to. Pick one story and do a story on it. Or you pick that one story, go click, find the information on the internet about this child and share that information and their picture and their name out there on your social media, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, it don't matter. Pick one of them, guys. Anyways, this is going to be just a little bit longer, but here it goes. I'm going to read off some of their stories, guys, and I'm going to show you some of their faces. Let your heart lead you. Please don't click away. Watch till the end. Who knows? You may have run across one of these people in your lifetime because these children have been missing for decades, some of them. Please pay attention. Here we go. It says unsolved missing children cases in Tennessee date back up to 40 years. Have you seen any of them? Photos of Tennessee's missing children, courtesy of TBI. Nashville, Tennessee. There are many Tennessee families who, for decades, have wondered what happened to their children. Some ages 15, 11, and as young as 3 have been missing long enough that they would be adults. In certain cases, they have been declared legally dead, according to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. However, the TBI said their disappearance remains under investigation and will be active until they are recovered or their whereabouts are discovered. As of November, there were 13 unsolved cases under investigation. These are their stories. Charlie Hall III. On December the 31st, 1981, Charlie Hall, also known as Little Charlie, left his apartment on 40th Avenue North in Nashville to head to his girlfriend's house. It should have been a normal day, but when Hall's mother, Mildred Carwell, spoke with reporters not long after his disappearance, she told them it was anything but normal. According to Carwell, Hall had left his girlfriend's house after she broke it off with him at around 5 p.m. that day. However, the 15-year-old never came back home. He was last seen wearing a gray or black jacket, maroon pants, and tennis shoes. At the time, Hall was described as 5 foot 8 inches tall, weighing around 140 pounds, with brown hair, brown eyes, and a birthmark on his right cheek. Today, he would be 56 years old. In a 1985 issue of the Tennessean Metro Police told reporters, Hall's case is one we can't resolve and we don't have any clues as to what happened. While it is unclear if any family members of Hall's are still living, investigators are still taking any tips or information that would help solve the case. If you have seen Hall, contact the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department at 615-862-7635 or the TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. Here's Marlena Childress. Marlena Childress was last seen playing in her front yard of her family home in Union City on April the 16th, 1987. Her mother told police she heard car brakes, and when she went to check on her 4-year-old daughter, she was gone. The initial report of her disappearance resulted in a massive search, according to the 2012 issue of the Union City Messenger. However, she was never found. About 2 months later, her mother confessed to accidentally unaliving her. She told police she disposed of the child's body in the Obion River, but a body was never found. Her mother later recanted her confession, telling police she had made it up because she was stressed. She was initially charged with second-degree murder, but the charges were dismissed. Childress's disappearance remains an active investigation. She was described as 4 foot tall, weighing around 38 pounds, with light brown hair and blue eyes when she was last seen. She would be 39 years old today. If you have seen Childress's, contact the Union City Police Department at 731-885-1515 or the TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. And yet another one, guys. Leanne Greene. Martha Leanne Greene, 17, was one day away from prom night at Dickerson County High School when she disappeared on April the 15th, 1987. She and her twin brother were driving down Highway 46 near 140 when their car ran out of gas about a half a mile down the road. Her brother went to get gas and she decided to stay with the car. When he got back to the car 9 minutes later, she was gone. In a 2021 interview, Chatham County Sheriff Mike Breedlove, who worked for the TBI at the time, said police were pretty sure it was a stranger abduction. However, even though there were witnesses followed by searches and possible suspects identified over the years, detectives never found Greene. Breedlove said over 1,000 leads were run, and there 3 suspected serial murderers or rapists were confirmed in the area that night. Greene, who was described as 5 foot 6 inches tall with brown hair and brown eyes, was last seen wearing white t-shirt, faded blue jeans, and white tennis shoes. She would be 52 years old today. If you have seen Greene, contact the Dickerson County Sheriff's Office at 615-789-4130 or the TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. Tonetta Carlisle. Now, I've done a story on this one before. Tonetta Carlisle was 15 when she was last seen walking home from her school in Chattanooga on March 16, 1989. Carlisle's mother filed a missing persons report when she did not return home from school that day. According to a 2019 issue of the Chattanoogan, an eyewitness told police they saw a group of unidentified suspects jump out of a tan and yellow vehicle and forcibly pull Carlisle into the car before driving away. She was about a half a block away from her home. A possible suspect traced to the vehicle died only days after Carlisle's alleged abduction. However, investigators are continuing to search for answers. Carlisle was last described as 5 foot 1 inch tall with black hair and brown eyes. She would be 49 years old today. If you have seen Carlisle, contact the Chattanooga Police Department at 423-698-2525 or the TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. Casey McDaniel. On August the 16th, 1996, Casey McDaniel's family came home to find their 14-year-old daughter missing. On that night, police said McDaniel had attended a back-to-school dance at her church in Millen. She was dropped off at home and disappeared sometime overnight. Her mother, Cindy Hill, reported her missing the next day, according to Millen police. Venice Pete Hill had been a suspect in her disappearance since the day she was reported missing. In 2000, Hill was indicted on charges of murder and aggravated rape in 2019 following a search of his home. However, his prosecution is still pending and McDaniel has yet to be found. Anyone who may have more information is asked to contact the Millen Police Department at 731-686-3309 or TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. Lucy Rebecca Meadows. This is another good one that I've done a report on, guys. Lucy Rebecca Meadows was only 3 years old when she was last seen in the parking lot of Rivergate Mall in Goodlettsville. Lucy's mother, young Meadows, told police she let her daughter out of the back seat of her car and went around to the passenger side to retrieve some items. When she looked back for Lucy, she was gone. Investigators exhausted thousands of leads and scenarios with a focus on Clarksville, where the Meadows family lived. However, they were met with several dead ends. No closure, no end to this. Just wish we could find her, the toddler's father, Tom Meadows, told News Channel 2 in 2001. According to the police, the toddler's mother and some other family members stopped cooperating with them less than a year into the investigation, which they said made it difficult. Today, Lucy would be around 29 years old. She has black hair, brown eyes. If you have seen Lucy, contact the Goodlettsville Police Department at 615-851-2236 or TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. China Vivian's disappearance on October the 9th, 1999 has haunted investigators for decades. Vivian was 16 years old when she vanished from her hair salon in Murfreesboro. According to police, Vivian's mother knew something was wrong when her daughter stopped answering her pager. Detectives put up Vivian's photo around town, but without the aid of today's technology and social media, it took some time to get any leads in the case. The first big break was when her car was found abandoned in an apartment complex in Anatok in June 2000. However, police said no foul play was evident from the car. As time has passed, police said they have not stopped looking for information. It's believed that Vivian may be in the company of an adult male. Vivian, who was last described as 5'3" tall with brown hair and blue eyes, would have just turned 40 years old this year. If you have seen Vivian, contact Rutherford County Sheriff's Office at 615-898-7770 or TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. This is LaKeisha Danielle Jones. LaKeisha Danielle Jones, 15, was last seen on December the 14th, 1999. At the time, she was wearing a black shirt, green pants, and a black jacket with black shoes. Jones was last described as 5'1" tall with black hair and brown eyes. She has a scar under her left eye and a tattoo of a C-47 on her right thigh. Jones would be 38 years old today. No further information was immediately available regarding her disappearance. If you have seen Jones, contact the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department at 615-862-8600 or TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. Bethany Leanne Markowski. Bethany Leanne Markowski was 11 years old when she was last seen by her father in the parking lot of the Old Hickory Shopping Mall in Jackson on March 4, 2001. According to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Markowski had gone into the mall alone while her father waited for her in the car. After about 2 hours passed, her father went into the mall to look for her. However, he never found her. At the time, Markowski was wearing a green shirt, blue jeans, and black shoes. She was last described as 4'8" tall with brown hair and blue eyes. According to the FBI, she was missing her baby molars at the time of her disappearance. If you have seen Markowski, contact TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. Tabitha Tudors. It's been 19 years since 13-year-old Tabitha Tudors was last seen walking to a bus stop just blocks from her home on Lillian Street in East Nashville. Her father has not heard from her since, but they continue to hold a candlelight vigil for her each year. The hardest part is not knowing if she's still here with us or not, Deborah Tudors told News Channel 2 in 2019 interview. We have hope she is. We'll keep on believing she is until we know otherwise. According to the police, there are several potential suspects in the case, but tips continue to name one man currently serving a lengthy sentence in federal prison. While no charges have been filed yet, the primary suspect is known to be involved in prostitution in the East Nashville area. Tabitha, who was last described as 5'1" tall with sandy hair and blue eyes, would be 32 years old today. She has a birthmark on her stomach, a scar on her finger, and her ears are pierced. If you have seen Tabitha, contact the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department at 615-862-8600 or, of course, TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. Christina Branham and Christopher Middendorf. Christina Branham and her boyfriend Christopher Middendorf have been missing from Hardin County since July 27, 2006. Their vehicle was found unlocked and abandoned near a Lawrence County church a few days after they vanished. However, the couple has not been heard from since. Branham was last described as 5 foot 2 inches tall with brown hair and brown eyes. She would be 33 years old today. Middendorf is described as 5 foot 4 inches tall with brown hair and blue eyes. They are believed to be together. If you have seen Branham or Middendorf, contact the Hardin County Sheriff's Office at 731-925-3377 or TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. Oscar Alexander Campos. Oscar Alexander Campos was 16 when he was last seen at his home in Anatot on April 19, 2008, according to the TBI. Campos has not had contact with anyone in his family since leaving his house and is believed to be possibly in the Nashville area. He was last seen wearing a light blue shirt, black jeans, and had his hair styled in a purple mohawk. He was described as 5 foot 6 inches tall with black hair and brown eyes at the time of his disappearance. No further information regarding his disappearance was readily available. If you have seen Campos, contact the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department at 615-862-8600 or the TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. And last one, guys, is Anna Sebastian Lorenzo. Anna, or Anna, however you pronounce it, Sebastian Lorenzo was 15 when she disappeared on August 7, 2016. According to the TBI, she was last seen at her home in Lewisburg. At the time, she was wearing a pink shirt, black pants, and yellow and black shoes. She was last described as 5 foot tall with black hair and black eyes. No further information was immediately available regarding her disappearance. If you have seen Lorenzo, contact the Lewisburg Police Department at 931-359-4044 or 931-359-3800. Or contact TBI at 1-800-TBI-5. Guys, that's an awful lot of kids, and that's still not even a drop in the bucket as to how many children are out there missing and have been missing for years. Some, like in my intro, have just been missing just since January 2021. There are so many children who are missing. And unless we all work together to try to do something to locate them, to find out what happened to them, they're going to remain lost. And that just breaks my heart. I could not imagine if it was my child or my grandchild or anybody in my family. I could not imagine. Say prayers, guys. Hug your kids. Love your parents. And I'll see you guys on the next video.